made his way into the centre of the ring. KSI just bouncing on the balls of his feet, gloves low. He's got that skirt design, shimmering black and gold and yellow tassels. Fournier with predominantly gold shorts, black waistband, just looking to try and keep his head on the move. KSI looks to come in behind a right hand. Fournier just stuck out the jab and stopped him from doing so. Fournier just moving around the outside of the ring there, not moving all that freely, it has to be said. He doesn't look all that rhythmical, Joe Fournier, and KSI just threw an uppercut there. It kind of half landed and then he threw Fournier onto the canvas, just imposing a bit of physical strength on him there. The referee having a quick word with him about it, but I like that from KSI. He half landed the punch and then took the opportunity to show Fournier that he feels he is the bigger, stronger, more physical man in there, Spence.
Yeah, Fournier looking way too open at the moment. Opens those right hands. KSI on the balls of his feet, oozing confidence as Fournier complains to the referee about shots going to the back of the head, but there's not a confident look here with Fournier. He doesn't look confident. The hands are way too low, and KSI looking to line up that right hand. Fournier's got to be careful.
The way he's moving, Fournier, is just a little bit ponderous. I don't mean to be too rude, but he is moving like a 40-year-old. I think that's a fair comment. Tommy Fury looking on from ringside. KSI with the far greater athleticism shoots the right hand after just crossing his feet a couple of times and then looks to climb into another right hand. Quite a bizarre movement from KSI as he moved in there. He would be better off just keeping things a little bit simpler, but the adrenaline is very, very high in these early stages. It was an intense ring walk. He launches a big right hand towards Fournier as Fournier was moving towards his own blue corner. It was easy enough for him to stay out of the way of that one. And Fournier maybe just settling a little bit here, Spencer, and finding a way in.
Yeah, maybe settling a little bit, but there's a slow, ponderous look about Fournier. KSI has come out really pumped up, just missed with a wild swinging right hand. Fournier trying to put KSI now on the back foot, but KSI looks the sharper of the two still as he shoots a right hand to the body.
He needs that jab, Fournier, because KSI wants to come in from distance and throw that right hand right from the back of the arena. There's nothing subtle about what he's trying to do. Fournier needs to just stick that jab. Double jab right hand, pop, pop, bang, just step off and see what happens, because he does have, of these two, the better technique, but the athleticism and the dynamism and the power by the look of it is probably with KSI. But after quite a fraught opening to the fight there for Fournier and a few complaints to the referee towards the end there, he's just getting into it.
Yep, he just settled into it. I think he was surprised, to be fair, in that first minute of that contest, how lively KSI was. You know, he come out bouncing on the balls of his feet. He was popping out the jab and he launched the right hand early into the first round, about 20 seconds in, and caught Fournier. There was a look of surprise on Fournier's face. KSI then followed up with a couple more right hands. Fournier went over after wrestling and then complained that he'd been hit on the back of his head. I didn't like those signs from Fournier, but then you're right in what you said, Andy. The second half of the round, he seemed to settle down a little bit. KSI looking for that big one-punch finish, which he didn't find, didn't come. And Fournier looking more comfortable towards the end of the first round, but a big round there for KSI.
Well, just to let you know, we could be getting into the corners in between rounds this evening, so just be aware that there could be a bit of language flying around. You're listening to Fight Night Live on talkSPORT into round two, and Fournier just stepping off to his right hand side, just dips those knees. He's looking to keep those shoulders on the move. KSI again still moving quite a lot, bouncing on the balls of the feet. He put plenty into that first round. He's got himself very fit, but at the same time he does expend quite a lot of energy with the way that he moves, and some quite extravagant, unnecessary movement, I would say, every now and again. And Fournier is looking to throw that jab, lands the 1-2 there. That was decent from Fournier. He just stepped in, kept it simple, popped off the 1-2 straight down the middle, and this is what he needs to do: throw those straight shots, use that jab. Absolute basics against a fighter who will look to fly in from out of range and, for the most part, throw kind of hooks come uppercuts. He's a little bit too tense a lot of the time, KSI, to really just shoot that straight hand, sling it right down the middle. You've got to be nice and relaxed to throw that kind of shot, Spence, and that's not really him.
Yep, he's up on his toes at the moment and just looking for that single right hand. He needs to set the traps, he needs to be more creative. Joe Fournier now starting to grow in confidence. As I say, that
big right hand there from KSI, and Fournier looking to hold on, and down he goes, stretched out on his back. The referee takes up the count from the timekeeper. I don't think he's going to make it here, Fournier. He wore a big right hand and then looked like he was going to make it through a rocky period there, but it didn't quite happen, and he has been counted out, and KSI has won this fight by stoppage, and the finish when it came was very, very swift. Fournier was having a little bit of success at the start of that round, but then the right hand came from KSI. It did start quite a long way back, but Fournier couldn't stay out of the way. He was stunned, looked to try and hold on. I think there might have been a left hand in there as well, as KSI kind of flung him around, and when he hit the canvas, the way that he went down and the way that he kind of spread out on the deck there, Spence, you could tell that he was going to have a real hard time beating that count.
Yeah, KSI was looking for that right hand right from the opening bell. He was up on the toes. Yes, he was out of range, but when he shot it straight down the middle. Nailed Fournier, who was stunned on his feet. Then KSI followed it up. They come in. Fournier tried to tie him up in the centre of the ring, and then KSI landed a short left hook that finished Fournier, and he landed on the back, landed on his back. Never looked like he was going to beat the count. As I'm saying this, KSI hits the middle of the canvas, starts doing press-ups and clapping his hands. He's really celebrating in there. Just seeing the finish, big right hand over the top, just seemed to stun Fournier. You see a delayed reaction, right hand to the body, and then another one. It seems to be the elbow actually that hit him. He went for the left hook went short, and the elbow followed.
It often happens in boxing. We've seen it. Mike Tyson was a classic example of that actually. Remember that fight when he had with Tyrell Biggs, where he knocked him out with the elbow as well. It does happen, but that was definitely an elbow that done that. Fournier hit the floor, was in desperate trouble.